Most people think jet lag is just about being tired. You cross a few time zones, your sleep gets weird for a couple of days, and then you adjust. That's the common understanding. But what's actually happening inside your body at a cellular level when you travel, from a circadian perspective, is a lot more involved than that. And the tiredness is really the beginning of something bigger and not necessarily better. Your body runs on a precise internal clock. Every organ, every hormone, every cellular process in your body is timed to a rhythm that's been set by your exposure to natural light and darkness over your entire life. Your circadian rhythm isn't one single clock. It's more like a whole orchestra of clocks. One in your brain, that's the master clock. Then there are other important peripheral clocks, the ones in your liver, your gut, your heart. And they're all running in sync because they've all been calibrated to the same environmental signals: when the sun rises, when the sun sets, and how you are connected to the earth. When that synchronization gets disrupted, things go wrong in ways that go well beyond feeling groggy or jet lagged. Air travel is one of the most aggressive circadian disruptions a modern person regularly experiences. You get into a metal tube with 300 iPhone and iPad users connected to their own individual Wi-Fis, and you move across multiple time zones just in a matter of hours. You arrive somewhere where the sun is in a completely different position than where you began, and your internal clocks have no idea what just happened, other than the double feature you just watched. In fact, the light signals coming in through your eyes during your flight are primarily blue light, assuming you are staring at a screen. Your organs are taking that circadian clue from the light in your eyes, and they have no idea what to think because you have no connection to the sun or the earth. And the resulting mismatch affects your body timing. We call it jet lag, but it has a much greater impact on your immune function, your digestion, your hormones, your blood sugar regulation, and your ability to think clearly. It's a full system disruption, and you've probably felt it in your body after a long trip. But this disruption starts long before you even board the plane. Airports are a circadian mess. You're inside a building saturated with artificial blue light from every screen and overhead fixture, completely cut off from natural sunlight. The food options are mostly processed, loaded with seed oils and refined carbohydrates, which sends your metabolism signals that UV is all around, making everything worse. The TSA body scanners add radiation exposure on top of that. And if you're someone who still uses wireless earbuds in an airport, you're adding Bluetooth radiation directly to your head in an environment that's already an electric quagmire. By the time you actually get on the plane, your body has already taken some pretty big hits. None of this is catastrophic on its own, but it's all working in the same direction, and that direction is away from balance. It's moving your body away from its strongest foundation, including your ability to shore up the immunity to tackle the guy next to you who doesn't stop coughing the entire trip. One simple thing you can do is to ground before takeoff. Before you even begin your journey to the airport, ground in the earth. Start your body in an ideal electric state before the onslaught of the airport begins. If possible, your pre-flight routine should include natural sunlight and grounding. If you have the opportunity to get natural sun and help set your circadian rhythm before departure, get outside and get some sun, and make sure you're barefoot while you're at it. In fact, that morning sunlight may be your only sample of nature during your travel day. The in-flight environment is typically either blasting overhead lighting during the day or pitching the cabin into darkness, neither of which lines up with what the sun is actually doing outside. Your cells are getting conflicting signals from every direction. Wearing natural clothing like cotton and linen helps here in a subtle but real way. Synthetic fabrics interfere with your skin's ability to interact with its its environment. Linen breathes, it conducts, and it keeps your body in a more neutral state during the hours you're sealed inside the cabin. One of the biggest things people don't account for is what flying does to your body at a cellular level. Your body maintains its cellular health through electrical charge, and that charge comes largely based on your connection to the Earth's natural electromagnetic field. When you're grounded, meaning when your bare skin is in direct contact with the Earth, your body is able to neutralize inflammation and keep your blood flowing freely. At 35,000 feet, however, completely disconnected from the Earth for hours, your body is burning through its electron reserves and losing its foundational connection that charges your body naturally. That's a big part of why you land feeling depleted in a way that goes beyond just sitting still for a long time. Your cells are genuinely running low on a voltage level. They are out of gas. This is why grounding before and after a flight matters more than most people realize. Getting your bare feet on the Earth before you leave gives your body a full charge to start the journey with. It's the same logic as making sure your phone is at 100% before a long day when you know you won't have access to an outlet. And when you land, one of the first things you should do is find a patch of grass, a shoreline, any natural surface where you can reconnect. It doesn't need to be long. Even a few minutes of direct contact with the ground at your destination starts pulling electrons back in and helps your body begin orienting to where it is now. If you're somewhere urban and a patch of grass isn't immediately available, find a tree and put your hand on it. Trees pull the Earth's energy up through their root systems, and touching one connects you to that same charge. Finding a local park at your new location, at your destination, is a great way to start your trip. To review, your body uses multiple signals to figure out what time zone it's in. The light from the sun and the Earth's magnetic field are your primary jet lag drivers. When you touch the ground at your new location, you're not just absorbing energy, you're also helping your body's magnetic sense geolocate itself. That signal, combined with natural light entering your eyes at the right times, is what allows your internal clocks to start recalibrating to your new environment. Skip both of those things and stay inside under artificial light for the first day, and your body has almost nothing to work with. Restoring light, magnetism, and always hydrating are the most important levers to reset after travel. Getting outside and into natural sunlight as soon as possible after you arrive is the single most effective thing you can do for jet lag. Morning light at your destination is what tells your brain's master clock what time it is there, and it starts the cascade of hormonal adjustments that bring the rest of your clocks into alignment. Grounding and reconnecting with the earth and also properly hydrating with mineral water are important parts of jet lag prevention. Watching the sunset at your destination matters too, because the shift from daytime light to evening light is another signal your body uses to calibrate. These are not optional wellness extras. They are the actual mechanism by which your body resets. Build them into your itinerary the same way you'd book a restaurant or plan a tour. Sunrise and sunset are not things to miss when you're traveling. They're the most important appointments on your travel schedule. Keeping your phone and screens out of the equation after dark and keeping your environment dim lets your melatonin production do what it's supposed to do at your new local time. If you're flooding your eyes with blue light from screens until midnight at your destination, your brain keeps reading it as daytime, and your sleep timing stays anchored to where you came from. This is one of the most common reasons people feel off for days after a trip when they think they've adjusted. The daytime light reset happened, but the evening light discipline did not, and the two have to work together. Staying well hydrated on travel days makes a bigger difference than most people give it credit for. The cabin air at that altitude dehydrates you faster than you notice, and dehydration compounds every other effect the flight is having on your body. Find the best quality water you can access after security. Add minerals and electrolytes if you have them, and drink consistently throughout the flight rather than waiting until you feel thirsty. Eating during the daylight hours of your destination, rather than grazing across the whole flight, helps sync your metabolic clocks faster, because meal timing is one of the signals your organs use to determine time. And this may sound funny, but an in-flight act that helps with a journey is humming. It sounds odd until you understand what it actually does. Humming can actually activate your vagus nerve, which calms the nervous system. It triggers nitric oxide production and increases melatonin and oxytocin. It creates coherent vibrational patterns in the water in your body, which helps your cells stay organized under the stress of a high EMF environment. You don't need to make a performance of it. Other passengers aren't really interested in your humming. Just hum quietly to yourself during the flight. Your nervous system will register the benefit even if the person next to you gives you a weird look, and odds are they are passing gas, so they shouldn't throw stones. The bigger picture here is that travel doesn't have to wreck you. Most of what people accept as unavoidable, the fatigue that lasts for days, the cold that shows up the week after the trip, the brain fog, the disrupted sleep, it's largely all a result of circadian disruption and earth disconnection. This all could be softened with some deliberate choices before, during, and after the flight. Your body is incredibly adaptable when you give it the right signals. Natural light, grounding, darkness at night, and consistent meal timing are the tools it uses to reset. None of these things require special equipment or a complicated protocol. They just require paying attention to what your body actually needs and making it a priority even when you're away from your normal routine. Natural light is waiting for you at your destination. Go find it first thing, with your shoes off. Get your light right.